I acknowledge that I conduct my studies on the unceded land of the Yalakut Willam clan of the Boonwurrung language group of the Kulin Nation. I recognize the elders of these traditional owners, past, present, and emerging. I acknowledge that my artistic education in this place is characterized by a history of erasing the parallel art, parallel education, and parallel culture of the First Nations in this land. I promise to recognize that in my schooling, and to work with the aim of decolonization always in my mind, so that we may build a kinder future for all.
This is my bike. He's a good bike. Yes, that's a he. I went on a short holiday by myself last year and I mostly travelled by bike. By the time I got home, my bike had a name and he/him pronouns. If you haven't guessed, that name is Silver. He's at least 15 years old, although I haven't been able to figure out exactly when he was built. Ever since I got him, though, I've slowly made him into more of a safe, personal space. This mount on the front was built with help from a local bike shop. It's not actually a phone mount, it's a camera tripod screw. Theoretically, I could do this. That would be stupid, though, so I don't. That's where my phone lives. I use my bell a lot, according to one man, way too much. But that's because I'm what you might call a defensive cyclist. I don't want anyone to have any excuse not to know where I am, because if someone has an excuse to say they didn't see me, then I'm in danger. And that is why I have a pool noodle. At home and on bike paths it stows vertically, but on the road I deploy it with one side into traffic. Legally, cars should stay a meter away from cyclists, but our roads aren't really designed to make that happen, which means cages.
Cager, noun, derogatory slang for motorists, originates from the dual fact that cars form a Faraday cage around their operators, and that despite their supposed symbolism of freedom and control, cars in fact strip control from citizens and cities alike, atomizing and isolating the individual, working to destroy community in both a literal and figurative sense.
Which means cages have a tendency to get way too close to bikes. I haven't actually been hit by a car while on the road, but I've been way too close. This, this is a spell. It's a force field. It lets me part the sea of cars like I'm Robert fucking Moses. It makes sure I have a personal space. The fairy lights, though, they make me a bit more visible and they add to my charm. I love my bike in the early morning or the late night, with my music blasting and the cold air on my face. There is nowhere else. It is more my place.